everybody. We probably have to wait for Bill for a couple more minutes. I think we can start with, as usually, with the motivation. We apologize upfront because I am sick and Bill is traveling. But we decided not to reschedule because we do several different projects, and we have this experience. Then if people they go out of the habit, then it's very difficult to bring them back. So we decided to keep the class today. So Bill will be there in a moment. Let's set up the motivation, because these teachings are extremely powerful. They are extremely rare, to be taught correctly. And we spend a lot of mental seeds just to be able to sit in this room. Even you are recording this session or translating, you spend a lot of seeds that you have planted before. So you should not waste it. And in order to keep it and in order to reinvest those seeds, we set up our motivation as high as we can, and then we kind of overrun the amount of seeds that we have spent. Okay, so close your eyes and think about your life right now, where you are. And think about good and bad things in it. Like, you have something really good, even maybe it's painful in the moment, but there is something good also. And you have some problems, suffering, and everything in between. These teachings is the only cure to get rid of every single suffering you have and to help everybody else. Because obviously not only you suffer, also you see other people around you. If it's true that the world works like when you do something, you say and you think, you create seeds, and everything else is coming out of your mental seeds, then if you suffer, everybody else should also suffer around you. Now imagine there will be one point in your future bodhisattva career when you will be able to produce amazingly good seeds and stop all your negative thoughts, all your mental afflictions, negative emotions, and all your misunderstanding of how the reality works because of your way of life you will be leading. Imagine how will this world look like if it will consist only out of pure white seeds, total happiness that will never end. Try to imagine yourself in this world. Try to imagine how other people will look like to you. Will there be a sun and the moon? Maybe gardens and flowers and beauty. And make a decision that you dedicate this class today to create this world and think that you will offer this world to every single enlightened being there is, and first of all to your teacher, somebody who wants you to become such a being in such a pure, perfect world. And that's the pay for the class. Go back to your breathing, open your eyes. I don't know if Bill is here. Yeah, he is. Artem, could you please connect? Oh, hello, my love.
Hello, everybody. My flight didn't get home last night. There was
I don't
snow.
hear you. Sorry,
Can you hear me?
guys. Just a moment. Okay, now I do.
My flight didn't get home last night. I was supposed to be home last night, and there was snow in Chicago and delays, and so I'm in Fort Myers today still.
My love, please speak slowly. Yeah, so we will be teaching from two different locations. So usually the way we teach teach all together and argue or discuss every single question. Today we will have to behave because it's difficult. So we will probably go question by question. Yeah, right, my love?
Yeah, argue. There's not much to argue about the Bodhisattva vows, right?
I'm joking, we have a discussion usually.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. It's um yeah.
Okay, so I think we can start with the slides because the class is pretty straightforward, but it was one of important ones because today you will learn who and how can get the vows. But let me start with the first question. So, what is the tradition? How do we take bodhisattva vows? I mean, we discussed already why we should take them, and yeah, we can go question one. It's okay. Why do we take them? Because the future, if we continue doing what we are doing, is honestly hopeless. I don't know about you. I don't know anybody who is over 100 years old and still alive. A new couple people. I was taking care of an old lady, actually two of them in a nursery home in France. They were 100 over 100 years old. But and I met one lady in Sedona nursing home. She was 104 years old.
Yeah, you never met my grandmother.
Oh, your grandmother, she lived over 100 years old, right?
Yeah, to 104.
Yeah. Okay, your grandmother is one of the longest living the longest life I know. But honestly, there is nobody who, I don't know, who would live that I know over 200 or 300 years old, right? So more or less we know what will happen in the next 20, 40, 60, depending on what is your age years. And it's pretty hopeless because in the scriptures they say that this type of life we have right now is one of the best ones. If you don't like your life, I'm sorry, this is as good as it gets.
Yeah, that's scary, right?
Yeah, and the most scary that we actually know what will happen after people die. In the scriptures, they say that the sequence of the seeds ends, and then it's very scary because we lose our sense powers, our sensation of the body, contact with this external reality that we think is external, right? And it's very scary.
Well, that reminds me of Ken Rinpoche's. It should be famous. If it's not famous, it's famous within our circle. Uh, Ken Rinpoche, of course, was Geshe Michael's teacher and my first direct contact Buddhist teacher. And uh, he said sansara has one good quality. It hurts. And the reason that's good is because it motivates you to find a solution to the problem, right?
Yeah.
Like we discussed before, renunciation comes first, and bodhicitta's renunciation for everybody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So uh, there is lower scope. In ACI 1, you start with this, like for yourself, like I just don't want to be lower than a human. I just don't want to suffer at all. I want to be out of this cycle of pain. Bodhisattva is like, I want to be out and I want everybody else to be out. And you cannot get there without Bodhisattva vows. It's like full stop. You cannot get enlightened if you do not have this wish to save everybody else. So that's why. And the first question talks about how do you take it? Jetsun Kappa was living at the time in Tibet when it was the Buddhism was spread quite widely, but there were a lot of different opinions and confusions, and he had to fight ignorance and misunderstandings that were at his time, and he straightened the teaching up a lot. So he, some texts, they say that we should take Bodhisattva vows as 2 steps. So there should be a ceremony where we think, okay, it would be so nice to have this deep wish, like we pray, I want to have this wish to become an enlightened being for everybody else. Like we promise that we kind of want to think like Bodhisattva. We promise we will do our best to try to think this way. And the second ceremony is where we commit ourselves to act like Bodhisattvas, to keep our 64 vows and other commitments. And overall, there will be over 100 when you will get them. And they're all beautiful. Every single one has a lot of meaning. And Jetsun Kappa says, yeah, that's right. You should go through 2 separate ceremonies. First, you commit, you will want to think this way and act this way. And second, you say, yeah, I swear, I will do it, whatever it takes. That's the first question. And maybe something from myself I want to add is that we do not hear these vows and these teachings for the first time, that's for sure. If you are here right now listening to us about these beautiful vows, it means that you already probably had them before. And the farther you go, the more confirmations of this idea you will get. Like you will understand the subtle behavior that you would have, and nobody taught you this, or you would understand why in your early childhood you would hear some ideas from your parents, because nothing comes from nothing. So the whole reason why you are interested in this class, because probably you had already those vows before. And when you have some kind of karmic seeds already in your bag, sometimes they ripen in different ways. Like we teach here that you have to do it in 2 different ceremonies, but I guess neither myself nor Bill had 2 different ceremonies. I got them at once, and I didn't know even that there is another option when my time came. And I guess, my love, you had the same, right?
I'm trying to remember. When I've had Bodhisattva vows, yeah, you do it all at once. But I think during the Vajrayana, I think I'm remembering that we took it as a wish one day and kind of had to sit on it and feel like what it would be to not actually have the actual vows, vows in the form of action. I think we took the vows in the form of a wish one day and then took the vows in the form of action the next day. I think.
Mhm.
I'd
Yeah,
have to look at it specifically, the class records to be sure, but I think we took it on 2 different days.
yeah, I for sure I took it like at once, boom, Bodhisattva.
Well, every other time you'll take your bodhisattva vows more than once, most likely, and every other time it was all in one sitting.
Yeah. Um, okay, next question. We will go by question. Today it's
Yeah.
easier for us.
Um, and just one thing I want to say about the bodhisattva vows. Um, it's not like I don't know if it has the same connotation in your culture. There's a lot of different cultures here. But when you say vows in English to an American particularly, I guess, uh, it sounds like harsh. It sounds punishing, right? Like, like, oh, like I'm not going to be able to, drink alcohol. I'm not going to be able to dance. I'm not going to be able to look at a woman. I'm not going to be able to live a normal life. I'm going to have to sit in a dark corner and be quiet. And the Bodhisattva vows aren't monks' vows, right? Like the monks' vows can be pretty restrictive. That's not what these are. Uh, I mean, these are happy vows. They're vows to treat people well. And they really just make sense, right? So it's not some kind of not some kind of heavy restriction. Uh, it's fun and it's happy. Mm. And I think if you keep it well, um, your world looks better. Like I grew up, and I've mentioned this before, but I grew up in a world, my dad was in the military, I was in the military. Uh, my first third of my life, closer to half actually, was, dominated by like a military type worldview where, yeah, you have some friends, but there's a lot of adversaries, right? Um, uh, and that's one way of looking at the world. And then, particularly with this class, and like over time, you start looking at people as, oh, I'm going to help you. Like you're a suffering being. I'm going to help. And it's amazing. You can be sitting in the same exact place, and you're sitting there thinking, well, am I going to have to fight these people? Or what can I do to save them, right? Uh, what kind of suffering are they going through, and what am I going to need to do to help them out of that? And then you could be sitting in the same place and toggle back and forth between the views to see the way that it feels, and nothing's changing, right? Uh, except your mind. And it does. It changes the way you look at the world. You go from a world full of adversaries, and I know people here are having difficult times in different places. Uh, but if you work on this worldview, it can make your world seem like a much better place. So, so the ceremony itself is not that long. What do you think it takes, Ian? 15 minutes?
It depends on which ceremony.
Yeah.
Nagarjuna ceremony takes longer.
Okay. Uh, it's not all that long. And there's really only 3 parts. You know, this isn't the hardest question you're ever going to have in ACI. There's 3 parts: the preliminaries, the actual ceremony, and the conclusion. So there you go.
Jorva,
Everybody should get that
Urushi.
question right on their homework.
Chop. Yeah. So to summarize, we have two things. Moonsam is like prayer of the wish, like, oh, it would be good if I would help these people, you know, these living beings. If would be good if I would have this motivation. And second, like Duksem, okay, I start acting like a bodhisattva. And this is when we take really the vows. Yulia is asking, will we do these two ceremonies? We will. Actually, it will be one ceremony, because for people who have already the wish, you will be able to take real vows. If you have done all the homeworks, because with every next level of vows, you will collect much more great karmic seeds, right? Because the actions that you will do will become much more powerful. And to be honest, not only actions, even when you promised not to do something and you don't do it, then funny enough, you create good seeds with this also. So I remember there was a joke like Bodhisattva plants good seeds even when they sleep. There is something to it, because when you promised not to do something and you didn't, that's a seed.
Well, and it also becomes a situation where, like, well, am I going to go down and get breakfast because I'm hungry? Or am I going to go down because I went downstairs and got my coffee, right? I made it 3 minutes before the coffee shop closed. Uh, and, are you going down to get coffee because you want coffee? Or are you going down to get coffee because you need energy to help every living being, right? I mean, you can see the same action goes from being, exact same action, goes from being uh, well, just selfish. I'm hungry, I'm going to eat, to I'm hungry, I'm going to eat so I can save every living being. It becomes radically more powerful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So if you will be done with your homeworks by the time we will be given the vows, you're welcome to take the vows. And if not, we will do the ceremony later again. Don't worry about it. You will get your vows. The most important that you have the wish to take them.
Don't wait for the second time. Just go ahead and get it while you can. You never know when you're going to have another opportunity, right? Like uh uh it's take advantage of it while you can.
Yeah. Katya is writing life hack how to turn coffee addiction into a bodhisattva behavior. Actually, the whole idea is that you turn every single second of your life into, like, you connect everything you do to this bodhisattva wish to save every living being. And I remember before I took my bodhisattva vows, that happened in 2015 in April. I was thinking, oh my God, I can see how, if I really focus on this goal, to get enlightened and to help every living being, I can see that it can change everything. But I'm sure I cannot make it. So I can claim that you can make a lot of progress on this path. You can really change the background of your thoughts. You can change it into a way you will constantly kind of have this behavior, just automatic, that you constantly kind of help others. So this is how it happens. You have a set of vows, which is crazy helpful, because you will never get lost again. You don't know what to do, look up the vows. It's all there, everything, every single life situation, you will find the answer in the vows. And the farther you will go, you will see depths into them. They are not just dogma. They are not dogmatic. In the vows themselves, there is a built-in idea that you have to think what will be the best thing to do. You will be forced to turn your brain on by these vows. So very beautiful.
Yeah, I think just logically, just anybody, if it's true, and I'm convinced that it is, that your mind is going to continue on after the body's gone, and that your consciousness is going to continue on, like no matter what physically happens to you, and that we're stuck in this cycle of suffering until we get out. I mean, if all of that's true, again, which I'm sure it is, uh, then this would be the only, like logically, you would always come to the conclusion, right, that I've got to get everybody out. It's the only thing that makes sense, It's, if you can do it now, you can do it later, do it a million lifetimes from now. But, eventually, I think everybody comes to the conclusion that they need to, become a bodhisattva.
Yeah. So how do you really take bodhisattva vows? What is the procedure? It has 5 parts, including preparation stage. Preparation is called Solvadappa or Solvadappa. It's the next question, I guess. It is requesting the Lama to give you the vows very respectfully. They say, make a mandala offering, which is a very beautiful ritual, but at the very least, you should make a respectful request. The person taking vows can be ordained or unordained. You don't have to be a monks or nuns, but at the very least, they should have this wish to benefit others. They should have this intention to keep the morality, to keep the vows, because vows is like it's like your additional organ that you get when you go through the ceremony and have this high motivation. It's like something that grows in you. You don't have it, and then you take vows, and you can feel that there is something extra. There is some kind of extra organ responsible for keeping your morality. Like it's like your core, something like that. And if you do not intend to take this wish, very interesting, even you will say the same words, the vows will not grow in you. So the moment when you will be taking them is very important. How you think, how you perceive yourself. Do you really intend to keep them? There were cases in Western part of the world when Tibetan monks came here and started teaching. There were people who wanted to do PhD thesis, and only for that they would go through initiations, empowerments, or vow ceremonies, and people like high practitioners who would see the vows, whether they're formed or not, they would tell, yeah, no vows, because the intention is the most important thing. So same for the vow giver, they can be ordained or not, absolutely not necessary. Just they have to keep their vows. I mean, at the very least, they need to try their best to keep their vows. They need to value, respect those vows. And you should check people who give you vows. That's your responsibility. You should not be a sheep driven uh, by the crowd. Everybody is taken, and I'm also taken. That's your responsibility. Mm. So the person who gives vows should have this deep wish to help every living being also. It is the best if they can give you also in future your secret vows, if you intend to get secret vows. But sometimes it doesn't happen this way. It's okay. What else? They need to keep 6 perfections, or at the very least, really try to keep those 6 perfections, which are first is sharing or generosity. And it's interesting. It's not how much money somebody has. It's about the behavior, right? I want to share. And you can see, I mean, it's visible from people's behavior. Second is ethics. They usually people have this ethical feeling about other people, or like even it's like almost like smells ethics. And I remember I had this I was stricken when I met McMichael, that I could feel it from him, that it's a highly ethical person. I remember in my love I met you. I had the same impression. I was thinking, oh, this is one of the purest people I have ever met. So you may also have this feeling from other people. Third is patience, which does not mean to patiently wait for something, but includes it also. Basically, it means not get angry when the time comes. Fourth is joyful effort. And it means that they are unstoppable in their desire to do something good for other people, and they're unstoppable in their coffee meditation. Like, you like being around these people because they are like a little bit insane in a good way, like always with ideas, always happy to help other people. 5 is meditation. Stuff happens, but their main focus is to keep their practice alive and meditate, and they're really serious about it. And 6 is wisdom, which means understanding the emptiness part of the teachings, which is the heart. Why we do all this stuff? Because it's all empty. You can be an enlightened being with body of light. Like, you can put on these parts that you have on your body and mind a different projection. And because everything is a projection, it will be real for you functioning. You will not have to suffer. You will not have to die. You will have your body of light and mind of an enlightened being that actually it will be like an embodiment of this bodhicitta, of this wish for enlightenment, right? So the person who gives you vows must not have degenerated in their practice of 6 perfections. You should have a beautiful picture of a Buddha, and they say that the Lama should be on their throne, which maybe does not make much sense in a Zoom setting, but we will make sure we will be given the vows that we have a nice chair, nice chairs.
Yeah, that's obviously from a traditional monastic perspective, you know. Uh, and Ina's obviously going th what she's been going through are qualities from the fourth question, of who can give you the vows.
Yeah, and actually, it's also related to the first part of third question. Yeah, we can stay here on the fourth question.
Do you
Yeah.
do you
Mhm.
want to, well, let's make sure we cover the material. Do you want to do question 3 or question 4?
Uh, let's finish with this because, to be honest, I forgot that we have question 4 describing it in detail. So this is why I started in the preliminary. Mm. So I forgot to tell you that it can be either male or female. And what else? Did I miss anything? You should have respect to the person who will give you vows. Traditionally, make mandala offering. Nowadays, we will just teach you how you can do it symbolically with your hands. Traditionally, there was the whole set for the mandala offering with a very beautiful mount marrow where you put all the precious symbolic symbols of precious stones, etc., rose petals. But I think if you want, you can do it, but mandala offering with your hands is good enough. Then you should request vows 3 times. If you don't, then the vows will not form in your mind. There are 2 positions you can take. How you call it, the chicken position, my love, in a different way?
Kneeling on one knee?
Yeah, on one knee is one, and the second one, like squatted, no?
I don't know.
I forgot the name, but
There's no such thing as the chicken position in English.
that's
It sounds ridiculous.
Ken Rinpoche named it this way.
Oh,
Like when you are not on one knee, but you're actually sitting on both feet, you know.
like both knees are down on the ground?
No, just on your feet.
Okay. Don't know.
Yeah.
Not
So
familiar.
I guess you understand what I mean. Your both feet are on the ground and knees are in the air, and you're like this. That's one version, and another one is on your knee, on one knee. Then what else? Yeah, you should get an explanation that we will be doing of all the vows. You will start having the explanation tomorrow, the next class. And you should understand beforehand how not to break them and what to do if you do, and benefits that should make you happy. That's about the request. It's also funny because I was not sure I heard it before. Michael explains what it means to bow down 3 times in all directions. I didn't realize that there are 10 directions when I was taking my bodhisattva vows.
Oh,
Probably it's still okay if you don't make 30 prostrations, right? Traditionally was 3 prostrations every single direction, and there are 4 cardinal, 4 how you call it,
ordinal.
ordinal, and up and down. So 10
So,
directions
so
overall.
for people, it would be like north, south, east, and west, northeast, southeast, southwest, northwest, right? Cardinal, and then ordinal up and down. Or cardinal, the main 4, ordinal, the second 4, and then up and down.
Mhm.
I think the main thing for like who can give you vows, they have to have taken themselves. It's if if you can take it from a monk, that's great, or a nun, that's great. But I think the main thing is, can the person that you're taking the vows from teach you the entire path, all the way up? Can they give you everything that you need to reach enlightenment so you can fulfill the vows, right?
Mhm.
Bodhicitta, I'm going to reach enlightenment for the sake of every living being. Well, can the person who's giving you the vows give you the information you need to get enlightened? And Ina and I can do that. We've, Geshe Michael has given us, I mean, frankly, I hope I have enough lifetime left to teach everything that he's given us to give to you. And we're committed to doing that. And then are people keeping their vows? And are they happy to teach? That's the main thing that you're looking for.
Mm.
Makes sense, right?
There is one more thing. There is an option to take bodhisattva vows in front of a statue or a painting of an enlightened being. In our lineage, we do not encourage people to do it this way, because you will lose a lot of good benefits from taking it from another person. Unless, if you happen to be, it's not your situation, because you can get them from us online. But the only way you can consider taking bodhisattva vows in front of a statue or a painting is that, I don't know, it's only offline and you have to go, I don't know, like thousands of miles or kilometers, and there's nobody, and it's better to take than not to take. But we do not encourage this approach, because then you lose uh, some benefits from taking it from another person. Okay, so did we cover Soldapa? Then, yeah, so you make a respectful request, offer the mandala, and second, Tsok Trupa. Tsok is a gathering. You invite all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas to come to this ceremony and witness. You will not see them, but in all the texts, they say like they really come. You don't see them, but they are here. They are there when you take the vows. They all see you. Then you make a request on your right knee or squatted, as I said, and you request the vows to be granted quickly. You see, you think in your mind, I really need these vows. I needed them as soon as I can, because I cannot get enlightened before I have them. I really want them quickly. That's the Dompa Nyurdu Kulva part. Next slide. We can have next slide. You want to do this, my love?
Sure. Joy, be happy you're taking the vows, right? That's and that goes for everything that you're doing. Nothing, it just makes sense also, right? Uh, and then uh and then the teacher asks you, do you understand what you've just committed yourself to? Right? And again, that makes it more palatable. Like um if you do a negative deed and you're not sure that it's negative, or you misunderstood, it's nowhere near as powerful as if you like intentionally set out to do it. Like on the negative side, if you accidentally kill somebody, that's manslaughter, and it's not nearly as bad of a crime as if you plan it for days ahead and then execute it, right? Uh, Same thing with doing positive things. Do you know what you're doing? Do you know that you've just committed to working to save every living being in the universe, right? And then if you say, yeah, okay, I know, and it's like, oh, okay, well, that's much more powerful. Are you happy about it? Yeah, I'm happy about it. Oh, okay, well, that's much more powerful. That's what these two things are for. So
Yeah,
that's it.
and they're important. It looks like, oh, just be happy. No, this is what will help you when your seeds will be running out. This you really need this these
Well,
seeds that you plant during the ceremony.
and like if you think, well, what's it going to take to get out of suffering, right? Like I just for a second, just selfish, right? Selfish, enlightened selfishness. What's it going to take for me to get out of suffering permanently? Well, it's going to have to take a pretty big action, right? Like if you've been caught in suffering for uh,
Ever.
countless lives going back, well, why this one? Like why am I going to get out in this lifetime? What's that going to take? Well, obviously something pretty powerful. Well, what's powerful? What kind of powerful virtue could you do? I'm going to save every living being in the universe. Countless beings, I will save them all. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, just the intention, right? No, it's really kind of like it's bold, almost like there's an English word, foolhardy. Like really? Like you're going to save every living being? I mean, you got $10 in the bank and the power's going on and off in your building and you're going to save every living being. Yeah, yeah, I'm
You
going to do
will.
it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to save every living being and I won't stop until I've done. And I'm happy about that. Like, oh, okay. Well, all right. Pretty powerful action. Uh, and that's what it's going to take to get out of suffering, right? Uh, that's what it's going to take to get enlightened in this lifetime. It takes, you're not going to be able to just sit down and read books and say prayers and get enlightened. You're actually going to have to care about people and work for them. And and then those actions will be strong enough to get you to enlightenment, right? It builds on each other. So that's what these two parts are for.
Yeah, and it's funny because I know people who would be pretty de- mm, depressive before they took bodhisattva vows. If you really practice, it's close to impossible be unhappy in your life because you constantly create the seeds of helping other people, and they push other seeds out. Like there is a reason why we keep the book because if our mind is constantly on this being happy about helping other people, it's very powerful. Next question. I think I forgot a couple more things to tell you about who can grant bodhisattva vows. Mm,
Oh, I think you did a pretty good job of covering it. But we can read through the
there
list
is
again and see.
one important thing that I
So question
noted.
4.
Yeah, again, question 4. Can we have a question 4? Thank you. Free of attachment. I forgot to tell you this thing. The person who gives you vows should be pretty self-contented. It doesn't matter how much they have. Uh, they should not make the impression that they want like material stuff, like or I want a new car because I want, or I want to mm, make a career because I want, not because somebody will be helped with it, but career for career, money for money, cars for cars. That's probably not your guy. And not lazy in sense of having joy of on doing the virtue, but I think this one I said. Okay, we are done with the question 4. Then next one, I love.
All right. So that's who can give the vows. So who can take the vows? Uh, You don't have to be perfect to take bodhisattva vows, right? You just have to want to take them. And then, like realistically, like if you go to somebody who hasn't had any exposure to these teachings and you're like, well, do you want to vow to save every living being? And they're just going to think you're crazy. It takes actually a fairly sophisticated understanding of cause and effect and emptiness to even have the idea that it's possible, right? Uh, like how can I can't count the number of beings in the universe. How am I going to save them all, right? Well, cause and effect and emptiness. What all of these classes are about. And so you have to want to take them and the, and that's going to be based on your knowledge of how the world's really working. And then you have to be compassionate, of course, right? Like, and compassion is the desire to take away other people's sufferings. Uh, and all of this is, you have to know the vows, intend to keep them, and have to be living a basically moral life, right? And then again, you don't have to be perfect. If you waited to be perfect to take the vows, you'd never take them, right? It's a process. Uh, but morality also comes from an understanding of cause and effect and emptiness. Like when you realize that every action you ever take is planting a mental seed that's going to come back to you as something similar but stronger. Well, even a rough awareness of that will make you uh, behave better, right? Treat other people kinder. So that's what it is. Uh, Basically, you have to be a kind person, understand worldview, and want to take the vows.
My love, you know what? When we are sick or tired, we do better job in keeping the timing.
Yeah.
Because we have one question left.
Yeah, Ina's been sick all this week, and I'm at the end of a 4-day trip and a little tired. So yeah, a little less chatty.
Yeah. Okay. So, what are the steps to the concluding stages of the ceremony when you take Bodhisattva vows? So, there is a you requested, uh, asked properly everything, all the steps that we talked about. Then there is a ceremony. You repeat after your teacher, after your master of who's giving the vows. And then at the end of the ceremony, it's like you seal those vows, right? Because you want to get maximum of this ceremony because uh, because of this, the highest wish that you can have, like you want to do basically the highest thing you can to unlimited number, countless number of living beings. It's the best thing you can do in your life. Forget about giving a birth to somebody. It's a good thing. Forget about charity. Even I don't know if you gave away everything to charity. Forget about it. You never came even close to this moment when you make a wish to help every living being to reach enlightenment. This is the best you can, definitely the most powerful moment of your life. So at the end of the ceremony, you want to uh, even even bring it higher, even pump up more the seeds that you have planted. And you ask, first of all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas to witness, yeah, I will do it, to acknowledge your oath, like I promise that I will go this way of bodhisattvas, the bodhisattvas path. I promise I will keep those vows. And you make 3 prostrations, each of the 10 directions. Now you know what it means. Probably will take you a while. 30 prostrations can take 10 minutes, probably 5 to 10 minutes. And it means that you prostrate to all the paradises where those beings reside. You basically say, okay, wherever you are, I prostrate to every single one of you. I want to be like you. And then the teacher does something that should pump you up. So if we will not do it, you will know that you have to remind us to do it. I'm joking. There is a ceremony. We have to do it anyway. So you will be reminded how great is the deed that you have just done. And we will tell you that there is this thing that happens to all the Buddhas in their paradises, like they feel this like wave, like a shock wave that somebody has just taken bodhisattva vows. There is one more upcoming Buddha on this planet because somebody just promised to help every living being, and they feel it, and their paradises are shaken, like earthquake, in the paradises, and they're happy for you, basically. And they start considering you as their own disciple and belonging to their family. And I mean, it's not that they don't care about other people, but you kind of get special attention because of the promise that you have done. There are 2 more things. Malap, you want to do those 2?
The 2 more things. Let's see. Where are we at? Um, so you give thanks to all of the Buddhas, for giving you the opportunity to take the vows. That's,
And the teacher, you both, right?
yeah, the teacher. Yeah, that you and the teacher. And so it really is, pretty extraordinary. I think honestly, right? Like if you were like me and you came from a non-religious background and then, the idea, well, are there enlightened beings that are uh, giving us this information to help us? That seems a little exaggerated, right? Questionable, right? Uh, and it's because you don't have the seeds to see it, right? Uh, it's not that they aren't there, and it's not that they aren't helping you, but you can't see it, right? Like you can imagine, what does a dog know of Jesus, right? And just because a dog, is sweet and lovable as what they are or can be, uh, it doesn't mean that Jesus didn't exist or, the Buddha didn't exist because the dog isn't aware of them. I mean, maybe in that dog's world it doesn't exist, but it doesn't mean that, the advice isn't there. It takes a lot of goodness to be able to see it. And then uh, taking the vows actually will strengthen your capacity to see that enlightened beings are helping you. Like really, the farther you go down the path, the more obvious it will become, right? Like all the way up until, like you're a sangha taking dictation from Maitreya. Wouldn't that be nice? Like, wouldn't that be fun to like write some kind of great grand work and all you have to do is, listen and write it down, get credit for it. Kind of better than Chat GPT, right?
I don't
Uh,
know. It's pretty good sometimes.
oh, Chat GPT, yeah, no, it's getting better too. It makes mistakes. Be careful with AI. Like what I've seen, if you're using it for Dharma questions, it can sound very convincing and can also give you gibberish. And it can be very, so be careful. I, I think it will get better over time, but right now it can lead you down wrong paths. So anyway, you thank the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. I do think that they're here helping us. I'm convinced that they're here helping us and that these texts are coming from someplace enlightened. Uh, and then make a resolution not to advertise your vows to people who have no faith in them. Uh, yeah, boy, this is something I really admire about this tradition is that they're very smart about, how they try to help people, like, so we're not going to go knock on the doors of the homes of strangers and tell them they're going to hell if they don't do it our way, right?
Yeah, it's prohibited actually.
Yeah, right. And there are religious traditions here in the United States that do that. And it's just offensive, right? I I I I can't imagine that they have much success, you know. And so, I never talk about religion at work, ever. I never talk about it with friends. Uh, like I avoid it. Uh, yeah, and so, you know, keep them privately. Go help people, but don't irritate them with your love.
And it takes a lot of wisdom to stop doing it because if you will try to make them listen to you, make them believe you, and they will get irritated, and it will push them out of the teachings they are very close to, if they're your family and friends, because you already you are very close to them, and if you do not push it on them, wait for 10 years, okay? Don't tell anybody for 10 years.
Mm.
And then you can, because for 10 years is enough for your mind to change so dramatically that probably it's okay in 10 years. You will be smarter than now. Because
I think
you can create obstacles for them and it creates obstacles for you.
I think you guys know that in debate, you're not allowed to introduce anything into that debate. You're not allowed to use anything as a reason unless the person you're talking to already agrees, right? Uh, so you can't go to people and say, you know, you should do this because the Buddha says, right? Well, they don't know who the Buddha is, but maybe they don't know who the Buddha is. So,
Yeah. Um, so keep them privately, the vows.
yeah.
And it does not work anyway. Anyway, it doesn't work this way that you will have to physically go and convince people. You work on your mind, and your seeds will do the rest. Same people that may look to you like they are non-spiritual, and they may come to you one day and ask you to give them bodhisattva vows. It happens.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah. You see what?
that was the last question.
Great. Sounds good. I hope
So
everybody's safe and okay.
I think we made just translators happy. Look at Ola, how she's smiling.
Yeah. A little less exhausting.
We were slow, right? Exhausted. And the class is short. So, and Vitaly also is happy. Ludmila, Marina. Okay, guys. Close your eyes because you should take all your seeds with you and improve their quality by being happy. And think about this moment when you will get what you want. Imagine that you will, like in McMichael's book in How Yoga Works, right? At the end, they have seen the main characters themselves in the body of light. Imagine that it will happen. You will see your body of light and other people in their bodies of light. And now, reverse engineering. It is all because you have taken Bodhisattva vows. And it is all because you have listened to classes. It means today you have planted the seed. Just be happy and think how good it will be when you will get to this point. And everybody else. Open your eyes and see you tomorrow, 6 p.m. European time, 11 a.m. Chicago time.
Okay, so this one was half an hour. Why did we do it half an hour early today?
Because McMichael is teaching in 25 minutes.
Okay.
So, by the way, if you want to thank us, thank ACI, we will I don't know if Artyom has the link now, but we will make sure we will post it tomorrow. You can send them some money. They will be happy because the operations take people and efforts, and some of people are volunteers, some are getting salaries, and you can pay to somebody who is a high karmic object because they serve. Okay, thank you everybody and see you tomorrow.
All right, see you tomorrow.
Come to ACI. Oh, come to Schwensen Tower. Thank you, Artyom posted a Zoom link you can use in 20 minutes.
Yeah. All right, see you there, Swanson Tower.